Yeah, so thank you, Grandpa, for your service. And today, I'd like you to talk about your time that you served. Could you?
Well, I served in the United States Air Force from 1964 to 1968, so that was 4 years. Um, and we started out by going to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. Um, no,
Michigan? No.
no. Lackland Air Force
Lackland.
Base, San Antonio, Texas. Yes, that's right. I was just thinking because after that we went to Amarillo, so we we that was just when Vietnam was starting to build up, and they're trying to put more people through the basic training to speed it up a little bit. So our basic training was like 6 weeks, but during that time they taught us discipline, a lot of discipline, and we had to crawl on our bellies with fake gunshots going over our heads. If you could feel air going over them, you knew that your head was up a little too high. You had to climb walls. It had ropes that we had to grab and climb over also that way. That was part of you had to be able to make it through the training to get to the next section. Next part, I graduated from that and went to Amarillo Air Force Base in Texas, where I learned to be an administrative specialist, and that was taking care of records, paperwork, that sort of stuff. It was it was a good job to have, and from there, I got my first permanent station, which was in Michigan, Wurtsmith Air Force Base in Oscoda, Michigan. Just it's on Lake Huron, is where it is. So it's on the eastern part of the state of Lower Michigan. Served there. I think it was around probably February when I got there, and a year later, at the end of summer, is when I went to Korea. I got stationed. That was my next assignment. So I got to Korea. Actually, that was 1966. I got to Korea, but before I went there, I excuse me, met a girl in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I was home from Wurtsmith Air Force Base, and I got a blind date with a girl from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Your now grandma. We ended up writing to each other while I was overseas, and a lot of GIs. You're lonesome, and you're writing back and forth. So that was special to have a relationship, which we developed later after I got back from Korea. We got engaged and eventually married. So spent 13 months in Korea, and it was a good assignment. That was during the Vietnam War. I was telling you earlier, Luke, about the support flight. We were a direct support flight unit, which meant our unit was responsible for directing planes over enemy targets, and they would tell them where to bomb and that sort of thing. So went to that, and then on to my last assignment on the nice sandy beaches of Florida at Tyndall Air Force Base, and I was there for a year. Got out of Air Force, and then went back. I got out of Air Force in 1968. Went back to college, and the military helped pay for some of that with the GI Bill, and it got us through. And that was my time in service.
Yeah, do you have any pictures you'd like to share?
Well, let's see. Some of those, it's kind of hard to show. Which what we got here? This is, well, this was a good. This was their modes of transportation. There's a guy on a bike with all of that stuff that he's carrying. I was showing you that before. This is a picture of a movie theater down in their spot. And this was a picture of their marketplace where the market's outside. And it's not like our stores where you go in through a door, air conditioning and stuff. It was just all outside.
Yeah.
This is how women had to take care of their family. If you can see it all, this lady has a baby on her back. She has a basket on her head, and then she has another little toddler toddling right behind her. Let me see what else I can. The buses, this is a picture of someone on a bus, and all it shows really is the bus seats were really thin for Americans. We Americans eat too much, I think. We grow bigger than the Koreans do. And that was an experience riding 40 miles on that one. That was from Askoda, not Askoda, but Osan Air Force Base is where I was stationed. And that is from that to Seoul is about 40 miles. Let's see.
So what were the Korean people like? Did they like your presence in their country?
Yeah, they were very hospitable, and when I got there, I got invited to a Korean's home. They opened their doors for us, and yeah, no, GIs, they were welcome. We were welcome. We were on the same side, so I guess that makes it a little easier. They liked our presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had no active threats in your area?
No, not at all. That's me with two of my Air Force buddies. I'm not in uniform at that particular gathering.
Yeah, the one in the white shirt.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going through all of this. And it's been a while since I looked at some of this stuff. Morris DC, guy came from Ireland. Frank Jett, Nashville, Tennessee. There's your grandpa. This one. That's graduation from technical school, not college. That's our administrative specialist college. Some things that guys wrote. We wrote things, little notes to each other like you do in your notebooks. Your yearbooks. This was on the way over in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, did you end up falling in?
We went up to the Space Needle.
That's cool.
And yeah, they drove me out. They drove me out in my car. There's your grandpa before he got fat. Oh, this is when I was stationed at Wordsmith Air Force Base. It's a double negative kind of. You can see. Oh yeah, we even had a little hotel uniform. We were in charge of the BOQ, Bachelor Officer Quarters, and so I was in charge of signing rooms and getting people in and out and scheduling. Friend of mine, Frank Jett. He's the one he was a comic. He was a funny guy. Oh, it's stuck. If you want 5 won, I've got it here for you. I don't think it would go too far nowadays. And this looks like a picture from the air, that's all. Let's see if there's anything half interested in there. Well, this is what airmen and officers do after hours. We had a going away party for one one of the guys, and that so we get together, we play pool, and you have downtime too, and it's not all work.
How many hours of sleep would you get each night?
Oh, enough, you know. I mean, 6 to 8 hours. As we weren't in a war zone. I mean, it's kind of that. Yeah. Just a pretty scene that we saw. That's Rudy O'Clary. If anybody knows Rudy O'Clary, let me know about it, because I've tried to contact him throughout the years and never have been able to find him. I would like to see him again. But Rudy and Dave Anderson and Grandpa, we took a weekend holiday. That's where some of those pictures are from. See if there's anything left, Luke. I'm not sure. I took some of these out for my kids. That was my rank, Buck Sergeant. It used to be Airman First Class, and then they changed it to Buck Sergeant. This was my office in Korea.
Looks like an interesting place to be with 400 files on your desk.
Yeah, and it's it basically was a Quonset hut, our office. We weren't in a building. I see nothing there. And we get to the. So my two buddies, and David Reese too, I think was the other guy there. It snows in Korea. Not everybody thinks that, but it does. We taught them how to ice skate. And let me see here it is, this way. We taught Rudy, he was from California, so he didn't know much about snow. And we taught him how to make a snow angel. He thought that was pretty exciting. We also taught him how to make a snowball, because we started throwing, another fella and I started throwing snowballs at each, and he picked up the snow and he said, "What do you do with this? How do you do that?" So we taught him how to make a snowball. Oh, there's Grandpa again. That was the car that took me over to Seattle, Tacoma, Washington, actually, which is next to Seattle, to fly out of there to go over to Korea. Well, pictures of us guys hanging out. Okay. Don't know who that young fella is.
I know.
Let's see if there's any. My gosh, there's more in here than I thought. So I still have these pieces. It's a music system, stereo system, and it's a tape deck right there, a tuner amplifier in the middle, and a turntable, or what we might call it a record player, CD players now. But I bought those over there. You could get them pretty cheap over there, and then I had them shipped over to the States.
So, do they still play music?
They do. I have them in my garage at the moment.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
And look at in May of 1967, I was Airman of the Month for the 4th Direct Air Support Flight. I got $15 for being Airman of the Month.
$15. Well, you gotta put some excitement in something.
Yeah. Why not? Okay, yeah, this is a funny book, picture.
What is it?
Grandpa, I'm up on my bunk in the barracks, apparently sleeping, fell asleep reading the book. $100 gets you started.
Did you finish that book?
That's
Did you
funny.
finish that book?
Apparently not. Fell asleep reading it. Holy mackerel.
So yeah, you lost your dog tags.
Yes, I don't know if they're lost or if they're in some box somewhere. I just have not been able to find my dog tags. This was the nice beach of Florida, my last assignment.
No, what's the dog in the?
The dog
Picture.
was a friend of mine. He and his wife lived on the base, and they were with us, and he brought his dog.
That's cute.
Yeah, that was nice. What we see here. Oh, you get little rides on the bicycles in the back. That's back to Korea again. Oh, this is. We'd write up things when people went back home and they had going away parties for them. That was just a sample of somebody's. Captain Jewett.
Did you know of any POWs in the war?
I know of. Actually, I played tennis with a friend of mine, who is older than me. He's deceased now, but he was a prisoner of war in the Korean War, the war before Vietnam, and he was captured and was in prison camp for I think at least 2 years. Came back with hard of hearing. We never knew he was a prisoner of war. For a lot of years, we played tennis together, and one Saturday we were out for breakfast, and he told us that he was a prisoner of war. What? You haven't told us? But back in those days, a lot of people didn't talk about their experiences. They just held a lot inside. Or nowadays, there's more opportunity for people to talk about their experience. Not good to hold all those things in. There's Grandpa and Grandma on the beach. Grandma came to visit Grandpa. We were engaged at that time, but not married. And she came, and there we are on that beach. I'll show you that close to you, Grandma.
I don't think we were engaged yet, George.
Huh?
I don't think we were engaged yet when I came to visit you.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Look at that hair.
They taught us how to iron our clothes.
So you had to do laundry yourself?
Wasn't it iron? I tried smoking a pipe for a while. That was one place that's where I took up smoking, was in the Air Force. I was not a smoker. I was one of the last ones to take up smoking there. And I wish I had never started. They got them to you real cheap. Got a good tan though. Can't see it on the beach. And I think that's it. Glad I pulled those out. Those bring some memories.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your service, Grandpa.
You are welcome. I'm so glad that you can live in a free country.
Yeah.
You made it free for us.
Pardon me?
You made it free for
He helped.
us.
Oh.
He helped.
Well,
Yes,
we
he
all
did.
chip in. We all work together. You know, people do things and for each other. We don't even realize it a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So, salute you.
Yep. Thank you, Grandpa.